This is the Relevant Podcast.
It's Tuesday, January 5th, 2021, and this is the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and joining me from Loverland, Virginia, it's Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
Happy New Year. From Austin, Texas, author, podcaster, speaker, Jamie Ivey.
Hey, guys.
And from Nashville, Tennessee, artist, producer, mogul, Derek Miner.
Yoski.
Guys, we made it.
Oh, my gosh.
We made it.
Did.
I thought it was going to be like a Y2K moment in reverse, where it's like, instead of the world ending, I thought it would be like, you know, like bluebirds were in the sky, and I thought everything would be looking on Jan 1. Apparently,
just looking at a calendar and seeing 2021, it's a better feeling, you know? And I want to talk about it. It's a comforting feeling knowing, hey, at least we got opportunity ahead of us.
Derek's like, is it?
But I want to talk about comforting feelings real quick, because before we start rolling today, I revealed to the team that for non-COVID reasons, I've been a little under the weather, and I get these headaches that just throw me off my game. Sometimes I get just a little, I'm not usually can think at my normal pace or articulate at my normal pace. So I just gave the team a heads up, and Derek said, "Don't worry," or it was Jamie or Derek had suggested that Derek will carry me this podcast.
I got you, bro.
And I immediately thought of me and Derek walking down the beach, and I looked down at some point during this walk, and I see that the two sets of footprints have merged into one. And I realized that Derek has been carrying me, in fact. And then I started thinking about that parable of Jesus, of that where you see it's basically like a painting or like little stitching that's framed on a wall, usually in like a guest bathroom of an evangelical boomer couple, right? Like a late age boomer couple would have that in there, along with some sort of painting that has some pretty harmless potty humor in it. Like, like, please close the seat. No one likes a wet behind or something. It's like, that's bathroom art. That's bathroom art.
And next to the toilet, there's a little magazine rack with copies of Charisma magazine from 1997.
And flavored soap that are carved to look like seashells that are molded in the shape of seashells. But anyway, so the footprints in the sand thing about, they look down and the two footprints of the sand had merged into one, and the person has a revelation, oh, Jesus was carrying me. I have a question about Jesus carrying this person on the beach. Was Jesus like a piggyback type of guy, or was he carrying him like a bride across the threshold, or was it a shoulder situation? Because all of those,
you're thinking chicken fight. You're thinking like up on the shoulders.
Maybe
I'm on the shoulders.
I'm picturing that one.
Because I'm
imagine
not
Jesus in a chicken fight in that swimming
I'm not
pool.
a small person.
He's taking you down.
Okay, and I know Jesus has a lot of supernatural abilities that we're only beginning to understand. I'm not a small human. And
He's a carpenter. He's got the arm strength.
I know. He's probably
and
got
he's
big,
God.
And he does have God. He can literally part the sea. He could make me weightless. But in this scenario, obviously, there's still some weight happening. He's all man and all God. I'm just saying, it seems like if I had to carry like a grown man my size, shoulders would be the obvious option, or piggyback. Here's the problem. Have you guys ever tried to carry someone on a beach? I've tried to carry my kid, and he is a third of the size of a grown Jesus man. And it is very hard on the sand. It is, you lose your balance. Especially up top, piggyback or shoulder style.
I was envisioning that when the footprints went to one set, they were like really wide and wobbly because Derek's feet are going to be slipping and sliding.
Well,
ain't no slipping and sliding over here, baby. My core
but Derek, if you're carrying me like a bride across the threshold, you're top heavy at that point. Like, they're big strides. I mean, you're sweating, working, and I'm like, Derek, do not drop me, homie. Yeah. Do not drop me. I need. I told you we should do piggyback.
If the tide comes in, you never know. Then you're going to get wet sand, then dry sand. It's all confusing.
But here's the thing. All of this scenario would have been amazing had on December 21st, I got my superpowers like I was supposed to.
I was going to ask you, Derek.
How'd it go?
All I did was just piss off a bunch of sensitive white people on my Instagram and Facebook. So I might have overplayed my hand a little bit with the superpowers thing. And I just want to know, for those, followers that left, will you take me back? Clark, can you cue up Baby Come Back?
Derek, you don't want him back. You don't want him back. You don't want him back.
Derek, over dinner on, what was it, December 21st, over dinner, I looked at my 2 black children and said, guys, Derek told me today's the day. You're getting superpowers. Do you feel any different? And they both looked at me like I had 4 heads. And then one of my other kids said, Mom, I think that's really rude, whatever you're saying. I'm like, no, Derek Minor told me this. I'm here for this.
Oh man, that was it was a fun ride. But hey, listen, I don't have to have superpowers to carry Jesse Carey across the beach. I got you, bro.
Thank you. Thank you, Derek. I'll take you. Maybe you could put me in one of those little weird, expensive wheelbarrow things that are big at the beach now with like those giant inflatable tires.
Yeah,
and you go to the hardware store. It's like, oh, that'd be great for bringing all my garbage down to the beach and setting up base camp for the day. And like, oh, it's $900.
Carrying Jesse.
Yeah. But it's like $900 Taylor Do-It Center. Yeah.
I wonder if I could put you in one of those like baby things, like the thing, the baby things on your chest.
Yeah.
Put you on one of those. What if Jesus did that? Like, what if he put us in the,
What if it was like a rickshaw situation? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the Bible seems pretty fascinated with chariots and stuff.
Rickshaw would have been 2 feet, 1 set of footprints, and 2 tire tracks. Like
maybe it was poetic license. It was poetic. Think about how frequently chariots are mentioned, and you're telling me that's not going to cross a mind of anyone in that scenario. Where if I got to get this other person over the sand dune, who's a grown man that has full man weight, that means it's either shoulders up the dune, which that's not happening. I'm probably falling backwards. Like I'm halfway up the dune, I'm falling backwards. Thankfully, it's soft sand, and we just both get a little sandy and embarrassed.
Piggyback is the move. I mean, the threshold carry is going to get hard on the dune. When you're going up the hill, that's going to, your weight's not
Why does it have to be a hill, though? Is it a hill in the story?
The sand dunes. The sand dunes.
You got to be prepared for the dunes.
Once you want to leave the beach, you got to go over the sand dune. So if you're taking him to safety, you gotta climb a little hill.
There's a lot of moving parts to this. Yeah.
You got to go piggyback, because when you're going up the dune, you can like lean forward as you go up. You know what I mean? So
I know we've done this before. That's like a question of the week, and we talked about weird stuff you find at your parents' or grandparents' house. If anyone is traveling for the holidays, I know
it's a new year now.
Yeah. If anyone has seen some family and wants to take interesting pictures of trinkets that they find, that is one of my favorite things.
I would love this.
Because they cross, I mean, we talked about this before, but they cross regional boundaries. Like the cushion toilet seats, the toilets that have shag carpeting, again, on the toilet seat. Sometimes the tank will have the same matching shag carpet, I'm interested in this, in the regionality of this weird stuff. So
why the cushion toilet seat? That's the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
I don't want to feel it deflate as I sit down. Yeah,
that is. I hate that.
It has that hole in it. Yeah, gross.
Because think about as you get up and it reinflates the air that it's pulling into it.
It reinflates with booty air. Like
the noise is just too much.
Yeah. I feel like look, toilets are just good. Like we don't need to add anything. Like no one try to get inventive here. Like you're only gonna make things more gross when
we don't need to decorate them.
Come involved.
Just leave well enough alone.
Yep. All right. Well, we have a great show in store for you today. Coming up later, author and pastor Levi Lusko talks to us. That'll be a good one. And also, yesterday, January 4th, the new issue of Relevant released, and our very own Tyler Huckabee will join me to tell you all about it. Cover story is an in-depth profile on none other than Pharrell. He is carrying the new issue of Relevant. So
love that.
It's going to be a good one.
Who?
And also slices and your feedback at the end of the show. Okay, well, stay tuned. Up next, there'll be slices.
I can't even look at you. Would you look at the space just next to your feet? The wood is walking. The lines is starting. This house is on fire. Burning big tears right off my face. What the hell did we do? Tell me we'll make it through.
You're listening to Casey Musgraves and Troy Sivan. The song is Easy. Well, today's episode is brought to you by podcast creation platform Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor yet, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. First of all, it's free. There are custom tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and every major platform. The cool thing is you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Okay, it's time for
Slices.
What do you have, Jesse?
Well, I have a twofer, but it goes to a larger theme that I want to do, which is we need to have just a cultural conversation about jet skis. And they are in the news for very important reasons, but it got me thinking a lot about jet skis in particular. I don't think anyone's ever bought a jet ski and didn't come to regret it at some point. I don't know many people who haven't done an hourly jet ski rental, right? And the first 10 minutes are like, this is great. This is the greatest thing. I'm going to go home and buy a jet ski. But within 10 minutes, they're like, well, I drove it to that side of the lake. I kind of did a cool circle thing, did a little tail whip. I still got about 50 minutes to kill on this. Maybe I'll just ride fast and slow her down. Like, if you own a jet ski, that first day, you are feeling great. By the end of that first day, it's like, I don't know when I'm getting the jet ski back in the water, and what am I going to do out there? You know, you're just riding around by yourself, and if you got someone else on, they're just clinging on. It's not fun for somebody, you know? I'm just not a big jet ski believer.
You have done it wrong, my friend. Jet
You have a jet ski,
is,
Cameron?
I don't, but all of my neighbors do because we are on this lake, and literally every afternoon they're out there doing things. But every vacation we like to cruise and stuff, and so when we get to some of the islands, we'll rent jet skis, and it is the highlight of the trip. I love renting jet skis, man. It's so fun.
Again,
I hate riding jet skis, by the way.
Thank you.
Really?
Well, it's because I'm nervous Nancy. I just know I'm gonna die. I cannot.
I've never rode a
I'm
jet
the worst
ski.
person to be on a jet ski with.
I like the thrill, but it's so fleeting. It's like, okay, I did that one trick where I just whip it around real quick. Now what do? You know, like you just run out of stuff to do on a jet ski really quick. But now jet skis there are two stories I want to briefly talk about how not only are they a bad purchase, because I can't imagine they retain that much value after you put one in the water.
No, dude, this is crazy. They are way more expensive than you think. Like a decent jet ski that can maybe pull a kid on a tube behind it, like a good jet ski.
Yeah.
You're talking like $18,000.
They just seem like bad investments.
And used ones are still like $12,000, $13,000, $14,000. It's like, this is a car. Like you think you can get one for like $2,000. You can't.
Yeah. And no one's commuting unless you live and work on a canal. I'm sorry. It's not a good commuter. Or like close proximity to a canal. You just throw on the wetsuit and head to work in the morning with the briefcase. You know, if you structured your life hypothetically around working and living near some sort of interconnected waterway system, I could see the investment. Otherwise, probably pretty poor. Anyway, now they're contributing to the pandemic, guys. I want to bring you two stories. One comes from Scotland, where a man named Dale McLaughlin, he's had a tough quarantine. He's been separated from his girlfriend, the love of his life, because she lives on an island out in like the Scottish Sea called the Isle of Man. Now, that's about 25 miles off the coast of Scotland.
That's a famous one.
Yeah. It's about 25 miles off the coast of Scotland, and they've been untouched by the pandemic because they're literally an island. And so their COVID protocols for visitors, for people coming on and off the island, are very, very strict. Well, our friend Dale has missed his girlfriend, who her name is Jessica. She lives on the Isle of Man, and he decided it was time for them to get engaged. And he's the type of guy that if he's going to do it, he's going to do it in person. So he hatched a plan.
Well, I think everybody who gets engaged does it in person.
well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, that'd be a hard Zoom
She's
call
stuck
there.
on an island. She's stuck on an island. He could have zoomed it. But he decided that he was going to risk the COVID protocols. And here was his plan. He went to the local marina by his home in Scotland, and claimed that he was going to be selling his jet ski because right now you're not supposed to be doing the laws over there right now with lockdown stuff are pretty strict. So he told the people in the marina, hey, I just need to put her in the water for a few, get ready to put it on the market, gonna Craigslist the old jet ski. I'll be back in a few. It's not a big deal. Well, they saw him take off and head straight for the horizon on the jet ski in the ice cold Irish Sea.
Let's go.
He proceeded to take a backpack out and just blasted towards the. We're talking this Irish Sea, okay? This is northern stormy ice cold waters. Now, in his mind, he projected that 25 miles in the ice cold stormy Irish Sea. That's about a 45-minute jaunt. He'll find a place to sneak onto the island, ask the proposal, and jet ski on back home. Well, the people in Scotland got pretty concerned when he just took off and didn't return. His 45-minute journey ended up about 4.5 hours, and he nearly died out there because 25 miles of open water is a long way, especially when it's icy and stormy. He eventually made it to the Isle of Man, where authorities had called ahead to say, you might want to keep a lookout for a guy that left here about 4 hours ago on a jet ski headed your way. We lost sight because 25 miles is further than the human eye can see. So when he showed up to the island, he was promptly arrested, and now he is in a 14-day quarantine jail cell where he will spend the next 2 weeks. The good news is his girlfriend says that she will marry him, even though he never got around to proposing. So, Dale, you jeopardize the health of an entire quaint little island there. But I like the romantic gesture. Now, a Georgia teen also found out the hard way that on the weight of preserving the health of a local community and her love for jet skis is a deadly combination, because her boyfriend was competing in a jet ski competition in the Cayman Islands, and she decided there is no way I can miss this jet ski competition. Which, by the way, jet ski competitions, unless it's big, this was a race. That seems like a really boring race to me. I'm all for jet ski jumps and flips and ramps, but if we're just talking racing, I don't need to see that. I could just hear the recap and be fine. Oh, he came in third in the race. How did it go? Well, 2 guys finished ahead. Got the whole picture. It's not like, hey, you should have seen it. I did a gainer. I did a full gainer, a frontwards backflip on a freaking jet ski. It was awesome, and you missed it. No, this is a race. She could have got the recap. Anyway, she went down there and she broke their quarantine laws. And the Cayman Islands ain't the Isle of Man. They don't lock you up for 2 weeks. She is going to be serving a 4-month stint in a jail in the Cayman Islands for sneaking down and jeopardizing the community, not adhering to quarantine rules, and and worst of all, she missed the jet ski race. So, so jet skiers out there, I don't know what it is. We're on the brink here, guys. We got a vaccine on the horizon. You crazy jet skiers that are in making this pandemic work. Just chill for now. Just chill with the jet ski. That's all.
Relax.
That's all.
Hey, here's what you see from this: is love makes you do crazy things.
Yeah.
These people, they were going after their love.
Yeah, I mean, part of me is like, oh, it's pretty crappy that they endangered those communities that were literally on an island, protected. But hey, look, for love of a lover and the love of a jet ski, what will people not do? All
right, what do you have, Derek?
So Apple is making a car.
Oh yeah. So no, I heard about this because they Project Titan, they call it, right?
Yeah.
And they were working on it. They were working on it, but then they laid off a bunch of people a couple years ago, and then the industry said, "Oh, they're not making a car." They changed their mind. So you're saying it's back, huh?
It's back. I already have the watch. I got the phone.
Right.
Now I'm probably gonna have a car. I ain't gonna even lie. Just the interconnectivity of it all is probably going to get me.
What makes it special besides Apple made it?
Nothing. Well, it's really, really hush hush. So 2024 is when they want to try to debut it. But when you think about it, you got CarPlay. They've been doing that. So they've been kind of moving towards this. And then they're also saying that they're thinking about, or they're working on the self-driving stuff. So they're going to drop the self-driving software before the vehicle. So
Tesla's full self-driving is probably coming out in the spring.
Yeah.
Like the full autonomous. It's crazy.
Would you get a self-driving car?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you gotta have your hand on the wheel too.
Every once in a while. Like every once in a while, it'll
Just
be
show
like,
you're
hey,
awake.
nudge. Yeah. Make sure you're not sleeping. Dude, absolutely. The
I'm
idea
with
that
the
I can sit
self-driving
there
car for sure.
and say, drive me to whatever, and then I can just like play Candy Crush or something on my phone. Heck yeah. I love
like
it.
the Jetsons.
And not only that, I mean, I think the thing that Apple is best at, for a while, Apple didn't consider themselves a technology company. They considered themselves a design company, but they happen to make technology products, right? Like at their heart, Apple are designers, right?
Right.
And when you look at the major innovations that they brought to either personal computing or mobile
Phones.
devices, it really is how the user interfaces with the technology. Like nothing standalone is. I mean, they use Intel processors. They you know what I'm saying? Like
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Well,
They cut the
I
middleman out.
Well, I guess my point is like the technology advancements themselves are impressive, but not like mind blowing. It's the way they have trained people to interact with technology in ways that people didn't really consider before Apple came along. That's what's most exciting to me about the Apple car is not just like functionally what it will be able to do, because Cameron, to your point, I think other companies will be able to catch up pretty quick, but it is how seamlessly that the technology will interact with the driver. That's how Apple's changed the game, and every kind of new market they've entered in isn't, hey, our technology is better. Yeah, in a lot of cases it is, but we will make this interface with the experience in a way that people haven't ever conceived of before. That's kind of exciting to see what they bring to the car thing.
Yeah, and their designs are, I love the way my Apple phone feels. It feels useful, functional. So I just got a feeling that if anyone's gonna do the electric car correct, it's gonna be Apple, in my opinion. But I just thought think about this: like you go from a computer to phones to MP3 player, like even Apple Music. Like you think about how innovative that is, and then now to a vehicle. Like how? Like I guess that's my thing now. Is like how do you get from a computer to making an actual car? I just think that's pretty interesting. Even the idea of them doing it, it may fall flat on its face. I mean, I don't think electric vehicles, I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. I think that's the future.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that this is a great pivot, but yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, when Apple steps into a space, they're never the first. There were smartphones before. There's Blackberries and things, but they do a thing that kind of like makes it mass accessible and and simple, and it's stable and it works. So obviously there's early adopters with electric vehicles. I'm one of them, but Apple's going to make it probably for the masses, and it'll work simply, and it'll just take the technology to another level. Probably. I'm excited. Like anytime they enter a new space, like good things happen. So, all right, what do you have, Jamie?
Hey, they're the ones that need to be inventing new toilet seat technologies, not the people, not the people at the cushion factory. The My Pillow guys, like, listen, I got this pillow technology. Let's give another run at these toilet seats, guys. We got to diversify. Hand that over to Apple; they'll think of something. All right, sorry, Jamie, go ahead.
No, you're good. Okay, guys, I have been waiting to share this with you guys for so long because I read this article in the middle of December and it made me so happy, and it's perfect to talk about in the new year because listen, the two people in this article, Anthony and Billy, I want to be like both of them when I grow up. Okay, are you ready? You guys are going to love this too because it's about basketball. So here it is.
Love it.
Cameron, who's your basketball team?
Orlando Magic.
Okay, sorry. This is about Miami Heat, so I think that might be one of your competitors. I know.
Our hated rivals.
Our hated rivals. But I'm going to give you a really good story that happened in the early 2000s. Okay, anyone remember Anthony Carter? No, you don't. Oh, you do?
Anthony Carter. He was bald.
Okay.
I remember his face. I remember
That's like 60% of basketball players.
Wait. Bald? Hold on. Bald, tall guy?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bet is he black?
He's black. Yes.
I remember him. I remember his face.
I got him.
Somewhere I'd say between 6 and 7 foot tall. Vaguely, it's coming to me.
Athletic build. Yeah, I remember him.
Okay, well, let me tell you about Anthony Carter and why I'm now an Anthony Carter fan for life, okay? Anthony Carter played for Miami Heat, and this was in the early 2000s. 2000s. Here's something you might remember. He beat the Knicks at the buzzer in Game 3 of the 2000 Eastern Conference semifinal. So that's where he was like, oh, that what he was known for. But he never really had like a great season. He was off the bench, all the things. So he was 27 on the 2002-2003 season, and I don't understand how this works, but he was planning to exercise a 4.1 million player option to remain in Miami. Okay. So that was his option right there. He was like, of course, it was a no brainer because he was coming off a disappointing season. So 4.1 million is what he was wanting to do, except his agent, Billy Duffy, failed to notify them by the deadline.
Yep.
Which means he became a free agent and lost $4.1 million. It cost him about $3 million. He ended up at the San Antonio Spurs and got like $750,000, which is a lot of money, but he could have had 4.1. Okay, so all of this happened. And Anthony Carter, this 27-year-old kid, I mean, compared to us, 27-year-old, he said that he was never considered firing Duffy. He was like, he was for me. I wasn't mad. It was a mistake. But listen to what Billy Duffy, his agent, did. Billy Duffy made an agreement to pay him back $3 million, and he paid his final payment in December of 2020. He paid him back the money he lost him. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I can't lie. That's amazing.
That's amazing because he could have just been like, oh, I'm sorry, whatever. But here's where I think you guys might also like this. So what happened then is when he didn't get that 4.1 million, Pat Riley, who was the president, he then had more money. I don't know how it all works. You guys know, but he signed Lamar Odom as a free agent. Okay. A year later, they traded him for Shaquille O'Neal. 2 years later, they won the NBA championship. So they're like, Duffy's clerical error, it allowed them to get a championship, which is bad, you know, but he got his $3 million over 20 something years or almost 20 years. And Billy Duffy and Anthony Carter are my MVPs of 2020 because he could have been mad. He wasn't. Billy could have walked out. He didn't. He paid him back. I'm so happy about this story so much.
Oh, I'd have still been mad. I ain't even lie.
Yeah.
He wasn't, but also...
Shout out to Billy, though.
I mean, hey, Billy. Hey, Billy, no disrespect when I say this, but I mean very literal here. You had one job, and that's my contract. And the only contract only comes up once every like 4 years. So yeah, plenty of runway time. Just next time, mark it on your calendar. Why don't you just go ahead and circle the whole year it's coming up and just daily kind of check in. Hey, is the one thing I'm supposed to do, which is check on the contract, that I have 4 years to worry about? Like, is that coming up, Billy?
Hey, shout out to Billy, though. Like, no, shout out to Billy.
But also,
I'm
Billy,
with Jesse on this one, dog. I'm like,
but Billy couldn't have been, he had to have been upset too because, you know, Billy lost a bunch of money in that deal as well. I mean,
I don't feel that bad for Billy. I gotta be honest. A very preventable problem. It's like, Billy, what would you say you do here? Because
Bill Duffy is one of the top player agents in the NBA. I mean, he has the biggest stars. Yeah. He has all the whatever. And Anthony Carter just wasn't that top tier client. Yeah. And he just got lost. He fell through the cracks. And you know, you're kind of. I just think it's right for Bill Duffy to make right by him. That's a good story.
I love that so much because he made it right. And Anthony stuck with him. And he also said one of the reasons he never really got angry with him is because Anthony Carter was never, like you said, Cameron, this like star basketball player. Right. But Billy Duffy believed in him from the beginning. Even before he even got drafted, he was like cheering him on. And so he's like, he was there with me from the get-go. And they're still friends today. He also said he's never one time joked with Billy about it. Like, you know, I'd be like, Billy, remember that $3 million you cost me? Yeah. How's that going? He never joked with him about it once.
Yeah, because he want to get paid back.
Yeah. Now that the debt's cleared. Now the debt's cleared. You know, I'd be like, oh, hey, remember that?
You finna get these jokes, Billy. You finna get these jokes.
Mr. Nice Guy's gone now, Billy. Yeah. I got 3 million jokes queued up for you.
So, Jamie, I was trying to nudge you, but I didn't want to say it. But Bill Duffy is one of the top NBA agents, player agents, very famous guy. Right now, he has over $500 million of player contracts that he's done this year. And his name is Bill Duffy, not Billy, just FYI. Like if you Google him, it's Bill Duffy. It's not Billy Duffy.
You know, but you know what? I think the story was so warm. Like Billy is a lot more like.
It sounds like a Billy.
It sounds better. It's like a Billy thing.
I like his name is Billy. And listen, I
I think
swear
you need to.
I
We're
read
coining
this.
it here. We're coining it right now. And
Wait.
Bill Duffy, the high-powered agent, is now
I'm reading
Billy.
this
is
article
Billy.
again.
Can I just make an observation about the name Billy?
Give it
Hold on,
to
I'm
me.
about to
Billy-
find-
Billy's
Where did
never-
I come up with Billy?
I don't
Billy-
know.
Because it's such a warm story. You just wanted to make it warmer.
I don't know, but I'll just send you the link from the New York Times.
I'm
and,
reading the New York Times article and I can't see. It doesn't say Billy anywhere. Where did I come up with
Nowhere.
Billy?
It's Bill Duffy.
It says Bill, and I,
think
wrote
you
down
got a
Billy.
Duffy. I think you got Duffy and added the Y to the Bill.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
what you
no,
don't
wait, no,
know,
she's thinking of
Cameron, is-
Billy Duff. That's the confusion.
Billy Duff, not Bill Duffy. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you did say Bill, and I was like, maybe Cameron just calls him Bill, but I call him Billy. So
I was thinking you knew like his friends call him Billy, and you were like, you know,
I bet
you
his
talked
friends
to
do
him.
though. I bet his friends do call him Billy. That's where
He's
I came
a
up with that.
terrifying, powerful agent. I don't think people are calling him Billy.
They
Here's
call
a-
that man William. William.
Can I just say Billy is probably in the top 5 most untrustworthy names. Like if you meet someone with Billy, I always expect him first off to be like an old school Texas oil man with a cool hat and boots. Hey, Billy Jones here. And it's like, or like a weird mattress salesman on TV. That's a Billy. Like it's kind of Better Call Saul. Yeah, is style.
You want to know the Billy that got away with the biggest heist of all time?
Billy the Kid.
Bill Duffy.
No.
Who?
Billy Blanks selling them Tybo tapes. That is the.
Oh,
that-
yes, I had those
that
Tybo
is
tapes.
the-
Yes.
Now, you want to talk about a crook? He got away with a lot of people's money.
Hey,
People
good
out
for
here
him,
doing
man.
kung fu kicks.
Jamie,
Shout out
you
to
did
Billy
Tybo?
Blanks.
Yeah, I had the DVDs. Yes, I did.
Did you for
do them?
real?
Did you actually do it? Like,
Yeah, I did it. Probably threw my back out too, but I tried. Yeah. I mean, he had the best infomercials though. You would watch that at like 12:30 at night and be like, I can do what he's doing. And next thing you know, in 2 days, it's at your doorstep. And you're like,
know
what
what?
happened at 12:30 the other night?
There's no
that's
way.
the truth. Like what? Like everything going to streaming. We have lost the magic of late night infomercials.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Think about like what there's I guess maybe Instagram
No,
ads
it's
is
Instagram
replacing
because
it.
I just bought
Yeah.
something yesterday from Instagram that they promised me would get here by Christmas and I could put it in my kid's stocking.
Because late at night, Friday night, 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, you're just kind of flipping through. You land on an infomercial. You're right. You end up buying the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's you're laying in bed scrolling
Yeah.
Instagram.
And
You're
you end
buying the
up-
thing.
yeah,
I
you end
bought a
up-
fake
yeah.
Rolex off an Instagram ad, and it has not arrived yet. That was 2 years ago.
It's not
So
coming.
it's not coming.
Dude, you roll the dice with those Instagram ads, man. I bought like, my wife some like, I don't know, they were like cool looking kind of hipstery like sweatpant type of situation. Got here, I'm like, this ain't even what it's in the picture. I don't think this is the right color. Like these might be jeans. I don't even know what this is. I feel like I think I just ordered generic pants and they just grabbed some at the Huawei factory or whatever that
They went
weird-
to H&M. They just
that weird like Chinese Amazon where
Wish.
it's Wish where it's like, hey, you want this Yves Saint Laurent jacket? It's marked down to $7 and you're like, all right, well, what a deal. And it comes and it's like, I think this is for a doll for one. I don't think this is for a
Right.
human, and two, this is an old starter jacket. So yeah, they got a little off.
All right. Well, that'll do it
I
for
can't believe I
slices.
called him Billy. I'm
The
sorry.
whole
Bill.
time. The
I'm
whole
sorry,
time.
Bill.
I'm sitting over here like one of those guys landing in an airplane, like telling them where to park. I'm like trying to flag you down, like you're saying the wrong name.
Oh, it makes me laugh.
Oh, well. All right. Stay tuned. Up next, Levi Lusko. We call him Levy.
Get over here, Billy.
I've been dancing in my room, swaying my feet, trying to get you love and a kiss on the cheek. Caught in candy skies like I'm stuck in a dream, and I've been feeling blue. You're the one that I need. Dancing in my room, swaying my feet, trying to get you love and a kiss on the cheek. Caught in candy skies like I'm stuck.
You're listening to 347 Aiden. The song is Dancing in My Room. Well, today's episode is brought to you by Convoy of Hope. Life has changed these last several months. Businesses have shut their doors, millions of people have lost their jobs, and no one really knows when life will return to normal. But often, in the midst of despair, hope flourishes. And while the situation may feel bleak, hope is being delivered across the nation. Convoy of Hope is doing everything it can to help people during this crisis. Their team embarked on a mission to provide 10 million meals to people in desperate need. But to date, they've delivered more than 100 million meals to those hit hardest by the pandemic. If you'd like to support their ongoing mission to deliver help to those who need it most, visit convoyofhope.org/relevant. That's convoyofhope.org/relevant. Whether it's a share on social media, a prayer, or a financial gift, they're grateful for any help we can send their way. Get behind them. They're an amazing organization. convoyofhope.org/relevant. Well, Levi Lusko is a best-selling author, speaker, and pastor of Fresh Life Church. He sat down with our very own Tyler Huckabee recently to talk about finding peace in difficult times, navigating relationships in a time of deep division, and how 2021 could look different than 2020 did. Here's part of our conversation with Levi Lusko.
So, Levi, we are speaking towards the end of the year, looking back and reflecting on 2020. What were some of the big takeaways for you?
This has been, I think, a chance for all of us to see what was really there, what was really going on. You know, you find out what's in a cup when you slam into it. It's what comes out. I think to some extent, 2020 showed how relationally, spiritually, a lot of us were. What was really going on under the water, you know, and I think we found out what's really there, what the busyness of our lives, what the overcommitted maybe. I think we have all discovered some weaknesses maybe and some deficiencies that has been kind of forced to the surface with the pressure and the intensity of this year.
With pandemic season kind of hopefully winding down a little bit here soon as more people get vaccinated. Do you think that 2020 is going to leave people different than it was when it came?
I mean, I guess I would say I hope so. I would hope that any significant turbulence or disturbance, that the wise would take the chance to either improve through it or learn from it. I mean, thinking about like, what do we call the greatest generation? That was a generation who dealt with depression and war. So there's a profound opportunity in adversity to be challenged, to be deepened. So if God allowed us to experience a once in 100-year pandemic, then none of us got to choose to go in it, but we all do, to be glib a little bit, get to choose how we come out of it, you know? And so I think for me personally, I've chosen to let this be a time of listening, a time of self-improvement. You know, it's been a chance to do more work on myself, to grow, to make some changes, to make some choices differently. And then also to say, coming out of this, even when life does open up again and we could be on airplanes every day and be doing the 1,000 things, maybe the slowdown period was a chance to reassess what are the best yeses, what are the legacy plays, what are the things that I want to be giving myself over to in normal, you know, lifetime when there's not government imposed restrictions on our moving around.
So with all the restrictions that were put in place, the whole idea of church, even just conceptually, kind of got called into question. If we can't meet together on Sunday mornings, then what is it, church? How has your church responded during the whole season?
Yeah, you know, it's weird. There's what's allowed, and then there's what's comfortable culturally in a context. And what we had to wrestle with was, first of all, we live in where I live and minister is more rural. So it's more spread out. So we lagged behind in the shutdown. So like we were having church still when Chicago wasn't allowed to and Seattle wasn't allowed to, and there still wasn't anything coming from our county. And obviously it's county by county. So you're listening is like, so we were kind of like proceed with caution. And it seemed like whatever we were seeing play out in more urban areas, it would be 2-3 weeks and then we would experience it here. And then on the other side of it, it opened up faster too. So obviously we moved into phase 1 then phase 2 faster than, you know, New Mexico and Oregon, in Montana. And so we were kind of watching that, but then we're also watching culture comfort level. So for just to be really specific, when I saw people starting to feel comfortable going to the rodeo, and sitting in bleachers with 1,000 people watching a rodeo. It's like, all right, there's a comfort level here. So for us, we were a little bit on the late side. We were one of the last churches in the city I broadcast from anyhow, was one of the last churches to start meeting, because I just felt like, to a person who's not a Jesus follower, it just looked like off the opposite of evangelism to be super demanding about our rights to meet. When it feels like it's insensitive to hospitals that could be filled with COVID patients where they had no room for someone who got in a car accident to have a bed. So we were a little on the slow side, to the point that when we did feel like, okay, it's time, we were already at that point having calls every day, people telling us, hey, we're leaving the church because we're finding a church that's meeting and stuff. And so we just had to listen to the Holy Spirit and feel in agreement amongst our leadership team, and not, try and please everybody.
I know something that a lot of leaders have had to deal with has been all these cultural divides that seem to only be getting sharper. People are feeling it in their relationships and their families. Do you have any advice on how to handle those conversations, whether they're political or cultural or social, or usually kind of a stew of all three of those? Do you have any idea how to handle those in a gentle and effective way?
I've found every landmine, and I've found them by stepping on them. So I'll just say that. But I've tried to focus on Jesus, focus on people's biblical worldview, and understanding those things, and then help them to make their own wise decisions and care about the things that God cares about. But I think at the end of the day, we're not going to, if we're following Jesus well, we're not going to be able to be perfectly put into any man-made camp or division. But also having the mentality that's sort of a long game in mind, like to die on a hill for this election, one way or the other. In 4 years, there's going to be another president, there's going to be another election, there's going to be another thing. So it's like those who are despondent or those who are exultant. At the end of the day, in my lifetime, how many presidential elections has there been? This one happens to be so much more cantankerous because of the pressure cooker we're living in. But having a mentality that, presidents come and go, kings come and go, but Jesus is still going to be building his church. And so to be still seeking to impart value to people, helping people walk through the daily mess of their lives and see that in the crisis is the opportunity to bring God glory. That's kind of where I've been at, the headspace I've been in.
All right, so I want to talk a little bit about Take Back Your Life. That came out in August, right?
Yeah, so we released our first devotional in August called Take Back Your Life. It's a 40-day approach to devotional life, or spiritual formation, whatever you want to call it. We kind of had it around the felt needs of anxiety, depression, and grief. And so I've written a lot about grief because I lost a child. My wife and I had a little girl go to heaven in 2012, right around this time of year. And so I wrote a book about grief and my struggling to make sense of the goodness of God in the difficulty of death. And then my other book was about self-management, emotional intelligence, learning to read your own emotions, to regulate your responses to different moods, and to be more self-aware and responding to people that frustrate you. And so we kind of thought, hey man, in between those two subjects, there's sort of a middle space, because what the theme is that it's external battles and internal difficulties. And so this is a 40-day journey, regardless of which of the two, because they're all connected too, by the way. Grief causes you to become, at times, less self-aware and have a harder time regulating your moods. So we wrote this to help people read scriptures, write out their prayers. So at the end of every day of reading, I have a section called Breathe, Think, and Live. And I encourage people to take a little bit of space and just breathe deeply. The Bible talks about God like air. And I really believe there's something to the Holy Spirit that is involved in just the air that we breathe, pneuma, this wind, and God refreshing and recharging. And when I'm feeling stressed and anxious, I literally will just sit down for 5-10 minutes and just practice my breathing. And I'll incorporate prayer and meditation to that, but there really is something to that. And I think that's one of the most powerful things to me about this Take Back Your Life product.
So for those of us who feel like we don't have control over our thoughts and emotions during these times, what's your advice on how to start? What are our first steps?
From my experience with anxiety, from my experience with grief, first regulating. That's that. Slow it down. When you're breathing shallow, when your mind is racing, it becomes very difficult. So you have to calm down. David said in the Psalms, I have learned to calm myself like a weaned child. And I have a 3-year-old. He's a weaned child. He's not breastfeeding. He's not on a bottle. He's weaned. So he's a little boy, but I watch him. When he's stressed out, he'll come sit on my lap. He'll lay his head back and he calms down. So when David said, I learned to calm myself, I think there's really a power in learning to regulate that bringing down that storm, bringing down that intensity, shutting off that phone. So it might be, and I give very practical things. It might be going for a walk. It might be some time spent without your phone. It might be taking a shower with the lights off, whatever it is. And then from there, I think it's beginning to spot the lies that you've been believing. Because all of us, to some extent, believe lies. And that's where a lot of our dark behavior, a lot of our shadow sides come out into the light. And we, are end up being, and in the book, I call it the version of you that you don't want to be. Easily triggered, super touchy, totally territorial. Essentially, we stop being grounded. We're no longer comfortable in our own skin. Those little things to do biologically, little hacks, but then also spotting the lies that you're believing. This is what gives me meaning. This is who I am. If I don't have this, I'm nothing. And then from there, replacing the lies with truth from God's word. And so those are some of the things that I think that have helped me. And really, I'm not purporting to be an expert in any of these things. These are just some things that have helped me along the way, following Christ, leading in the church, and marriage, family, all that.
That was Levi Lusko. Follow him on Instagram at Levi Lusko. Stay tuned. Up next, we're going to tell you all about the new issue of Relevant.
Man's white flower, it's in every living thing. Mind, use your power. Spirit, use your wings. Freedom, freedom.
You're listening to Pharrell Williams. Song is Freedom. Now, why are we playing Pharrell Williams in the middle of our podcast? Well, let me tell you, fine listener, it is because he is on the cover of the January issue of Relevant, which just released yesterday. To tell you all about the issue, please welcome our senior editor, Tyler Huckabee.
Hey, everybody.
So, Tyler, this is exciting, man. I mean, yeah. Pharrell, part of that conversation we had, Pharrell appeared on this podcast a couple of months ago. That's when his new show on Netflix debuted. We wanted to have a little timely taste for the listener, but a more in-depth piece we'd always been planning to do. We've been working on a cover story with Pharrell, talking about his spiritual journey, why he wanted to do that show, and so much more.
Yeah, it's so much fun to do. The mark of a true celeb is when you can go by your first name only. That's my goal. I know it's probably all of ours goal eventually. And Pharrell is the original. He's the OG. He pioneered that.
He was just known as a hat. All you had to do was draw the Mountie
silhouette.
hat. Yep.
You could just be his shadow. So that's like, obviously, it's fun to talk to guys like that. And but it's also fun to talk to somebody who was willing to go do a show like he did, talk to us about spirituality, about his faith, about his experience in the church growing up. That's something that a lot of people are extremely cagey about. Pharrell's fearless. He's got the sort of too big to fail career where he can really go into that stuff. And I thought it was it was not that surprising, but still very fun to hear him talk about his ideas about the connection between spirituality and God and music and how that flows into all the people that he's worked with. A really, really good conversation that helps, me at least, appreciate his work more.
Now, longtime listeners and readers of our magazine should know that about a year ago, we after 17 years of publishing the print magazine, we put the print edition on hiatus. 2021 is part of a new era where we are doing what we're calling a digital first publishing strategy. So we are still doing 6 bi-monthly issues, but they are being released digitally for free. And then they will culminate every fall in the September timeframe. Every fall, we're going to culminate with a print edition that's going to be the best of the previous year. So we started this new era of Relevant magazine in September. This is our third issue. It's issue 104 overall. It's our third issue of digital first publishing. And then the Pharrell piece and some of the best features throughout the year will be in our print edition available this coming fall. If you were a subscriber of Relevant Magazine, we will be in touch with you in the coming weeks about all of the new things that we're rolling out for our subscribers this year. But right now, this new issue of Relevant 104 with Pharrell on the cover is free. You can go to relevantmagazine.com, click on the magazine tab, and there it is. Let me tell you, let's give the listeners a preview of some of the other features in this issue so they can go check it out. Another exciting one is, I'll tell you, I was watching it over the holidays, and I know so many other people were as well. Pixar's new feature, Soul. Yeah. We have the people behind Soul, the brain behind Soul is in the issue.
Yeah, Pete Docter is really he's sort of the guy who built Pixar as we know it today. He wasn't employee number 1. I believe he was employee number 10. But now if there's, insofar as there is a face behind Pixar, I think Pete is that face. He started out as an animator. Now he's a director and a writer, co-wrote Soul, co-directed Soul, and he was able to sit down and talk to it. Obviously, we like pretty much any Pixar movie, but Soul falls into our lane in a really unique way among Pixar because it deals with the spiritual, with the immaterial, even with the afterlife a little bit. And he was very willing to talk about those things, talk about some of the religious experts that they went to while writing this to try to make sure they got the afterlife as right as possible, we'll say, for something like this. And it goes beyond that too, to like the emotions involved. He was able to talk about some of the complications. I wasn't even aware, Pixar's very first Black hero, their Black protagonist. And he talked about the decisions that led to that as well. And some of the music. If you've seen it, I won't spoil any more of it for you, but there's a lot of really interesting stuff. If you like the stuff that Relevant's interested in, then you'll be interested in Soul, and you'll definitely be interested in this conversation.
Yeah, well, if they're not, why are they listening to this show? Why have they made it this far?
I don't know. Some of, like maybe our parents are listening just to be polite and boost the numbers a little bit.
Okay, a couple other ones that stood out. I mean, I'll give the full TOC in a second, but you had a conversation with soul singer Aloe Black.
Yeah, I like when something's kind of unexpected. I like Aloe's music a lot. Have always appreciated the stuff that he did. But man, what a thoughtful guy! Just a super interesting. I would say very strategic idea of what he wants to put into culture and how he views his songwriting, not just in terms of his own sort of spiritual execution, but what he wants to shape, what he wants the future to look like, what he wants the future of music to look like in America. And the way he goes about that, I have not had a conversation with any musician working for this magazine about somebody who has quite the same idea about songwriting as he does. It was super cool.
Right. And listeners also got a taste of that conversation a month or two ago here on the podcast, but it goes so much further in the future. You should go check it out. But that segment on the podcast was really compelling.
Yeah.
If anybody has kind of had a moment in our lane in the last few months, especially, it's somebody who you wouldn't have expected. I actually looked over the break. I did that top 9 thing for Instagram, right? And so I looked at Relevant's top 9 posts of the last year. 3 of our top 9 were us posting a tweet by Beth Moore. And they all got over like 10,000 likes. It was crazy. And Beth Moore is really having a moment, especially, a few weeks ago when she started calling out the kind of Christian nationalism, Trumpism thing, which really hasn't been addressed in the way she did by many Christian leaders. We have a feature with Beth, a conversation with Beth, and a lot more. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is it's been fun to be on sort of the front lines of this. We've talked to Beth a couple of times over the last few years, and she's been able to keep us kind of, I would say, updated about her trajectory, about the things that she wants to talk about. And I would say, this reached a culmination at the end of 2020, at the end of last year. And it became a big moment. They were talking about her on MSNBC, and Tom Arnold proposed to her. It was a whole thing. Yeah. And that's something that we were very interested in. I think a lot of people especially Christians were, because we've been looking for somebody like Beth. and she really came through. And so we analyzed that moment, taking some of the conversations we've had with her, with other experts on sort of the trajectory of Christianity in America, to really try to figure out what happened in that moment. And I don't know that I've seen anybody. It's a hard thing to know what you're talking about if you haven't been in it for a while. We have been, so I think we were able to provide kind of, hopefully, I think, a unique, informed perspective on what exactly is going on there.
Absolutely. There's so much more in the issue, everyone. We have a conversation with one of our favorite worship artists, John Mark McMillan, one of our favorite entrepreneurs, Liz Bohannon. We have a conversation with John Mark Comer.
Really good conversation with Comer there. Love that. That guy is so smart and was so thoughtful. Brilliant. And every question I threw at him, he was ready to go. It was great.
We have also we look at a way that maybe we should change how we read the Bible this year.
Yeah,
it's a good perspective challenge on that one, and also a big one. This is a big one, especially after 2020. A Christian Justice Manifesto. This is something that Relevant's been championing and talking about really for over a decade. But if you've felt like this tension between political ideology and biblical ideology as it relates to justice issues about life, about poverty, about the least of these, read this piece, the Christian Justice Manifesto. It breaks down kind of this pro-life biblical worldview into 5 buckets, talks about ways you can go deeper, gives stats, talks about ways you can get involved, make a difference. Read that. Christian Justice Manifesto is just one of the features available right now in the new issue of Relevant. The January-February issue with Pharrell on the cover, it's available now. Went up yesterday, January 4th, because the holiday weekend came out a little bit late. It's available now. Go to relevantmagazine.com, click on the magazine tab. It's right there. It's free. Enjoy it. Share it. Help us get word out. I think you guys will like it a lot. Hey, Tyler, thanks for joining us, man. Great job on the issue, as always, but this was a really good one.
Yeah, I hope everybody likes it a lot. I enjoyed putting it together.
All right, everybody, go check it out. Stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
Seeing black seeps through the cracks, pouring out of the walls. I watch it creep and crawl through my room, but I can't move. Sedate me all the time.
You're listening to Soccer Mommy. The song is Crawling in My Skin. Hey.
Yo. That's a name right there.
Soccer
buddy.
Mommy.
That's a name.
Indie artist. I like it.
I'm curious about, like, are they identifying as a soccer mommy, or are they like answering a question like, what do you want to do today, son? Soccer mommy. You know, like, I'd be interested to see soccer, comma, mommy, or soccer mommy. You know, is soccer being used as a noun or an adjective there? I'm just curious. That's all. Yeah.
You know, it's actually Soccer Mom, but the notes that I have were written by Jamie, and she added the Y to the end of mom, like Billy.
Oh, Billy Soccer Mommy. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All right, it's time for your feedback. So now we got to go back in time, because the last couple episodes you guys heard were our best of the year episodes while the cast was on a holiday break. So going all the way back to the Tuesday show, the last Tuesday show of December was December 22nd. We got talking about classic Christmas movies. And we kind of have the same pool every year. We got your Home Alones, we got your Christmas Story, you got your Elf, and we wanted some new ones. We wanted to jazz up the options. So we asked you to tell us your ideas for new Christmas movies that you want to see made, summary, title, and who would star in them. You hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, and you also answered on the episode post on the Relevant Magazine Instagram page. Here's a few of our favorites.
All right, my guy Bob Green. He says, Merry COVID Christmas. It's the Brady Bunch gets tired of zooming in their tic-tac-toe board. Mm-hmm. They get together in New Zealand where asymptomatic Greg reignites the pandemic. All original cast.
Yeah, you throw a jet ski in.
A jet ski.
Yeah, I mean, this one writes itself. Okay. Yep. Campbell, this one honestly is hilarious, but it's so plausible that it wouldn't shock me if this happened. I would totally watch it. It's called Christmas. I would absolutely watch this. Okay, it's called Christmas Treasure, and of course, it stars Nicolas Cage. It is in the vein of the National Treasure series, but it's a holiday film. He said it writes itself, which it totally does. Upon close reading of the biblical scrolls. Cage uncovers a winding conspiracy involving the Knights Templar, the U.S. government, and Jerry Falwell Jr. that leads to, of all things, the real manger of baby Jesus. Of course, they were expecting to find the wise man's gold. He's furious that he won't be able to afford his new Lamborghini and that he has eyes on. But he expounds upon how the true joy of Christmas is not found in riches, but the simplicity of the miracle. Look, it even has like a nice little kind of moral plot. Eventually, the Vatican offers him millions to keep the manger, and they all live happily and wealthily after ever. The movie ends with a knock at the door from a mysterious man riding a donkey holding, check notes, Easter eggs. Part 2 coming this spring.
I'll pay to see that one.
Dude, I would totally,
lie.
like, if Netflix right now, if there's a Netflix executive scrolling Twitter that came across this and they just call the guy, they're like, hey man, $60 million, let's do this thing. We know Nick Cage is in. We don't even have to ask him. Like, you just tell him where to pick up the money and
he's gonna do it.
He'll figure out the script that morning.
My gosh, there are so many replies.
So many.
This is insane. Ryan Plain said Weekend at Santa's. Jesse Carey, played by David Schwimmer, has to cover for a dead Santa by delivering Christmas gifts for him, but with Santa propped up in the sleigh to keep the world from knowing. Strangely, a lot of kids get goggles this year. Man, that's an old school
that's an
callback.
OG reference.
Jesse
I like
selling goggles.
I
Wow.
like everything about this except for David Schwimmer. That's who you got for me? I mean, look, nothing against him, but I don't feel like I look, sound, or act like him. Only that. Yeah.
And the role of Derek Minor is paid by Billy Banks, right?
I'm with
Yes,
it. I'm
yes.
with it. That actually, you might be a little too old, but black don't crack, so trying to pull it off.
Okay, this is from Beverly, but I think this is a real movie. Dude travels to meet up with his estranged wife. Is this Die Hard, you guys? Hides in the building to foil terrorists who are holding the office Christmas party hostage. Ends with an emotional display of love that fizzles since sequels reveal they eventually divorced. This is Die Hard, isn't it?
It's Die Hard.
Remember, you guys-
And you didn't finish it, Jamie, huh?
I texted y'all that I was sat down in my chair. I was watching it. I went to bed, and I probably will go the rest of my life without finishing it.
That's a shocking revelation. I'm going to give you more incentive. Can I give one more incentive to people who aren't Die Hard people? Because Die Hard is an incredible film. Did you know? Have you guys, Cameron, Clark, Derek? You guys seen Die Hard, right?
A long time ago, I barely remember.
Yeah, I seen it. I don't remember it, though.
Did you know that Die Hard actually spun off Family Matters? If there was no Die Hard, there would not be a Steve Urkel. Because of the guy who plays Carl Winslow first plays a cop in Die Hard, and he was the breakout character of the film, right? Like, he has the best arc. Jimmy, if you'd stuck around to the end. I don't think
I saw him.
If you stuck around to the end, there was a very heartwarming moment, a very satisfying moment at the end of the film where he ends up saving the entire day. And people were so enthralled with his performance that ABC, like the people at Disney, were like, we got to get this guy a sitcom where he is a, like, kind of
is this a true
good
story?
Natured cop. Yes. Yeah.
It's for real. I didn't know that it was that sparked Family Matters.
Yeah, they realized we have to get this guy back in a role where he is like this good-hearted cop because people loved him so much. So they wrote Family Matters as to ride on the coattails of the Die Hard success.
Well, thank you, Die Hard.
Fire.
Yeah. So Stefan Urkel is because of Die Hard.
If there was no Hans Gruber, there's no Stefan Urkel. Like, there is a direct line between the two, and his name's Carl Winslow.
I mean, just being real, Die Hard is the Highlander of Christmas movies. It's like I've
never seen Highlander. What is that?
It's a bad movie that's really good.
No,
Oh, gotcha.
but at least Die Hard's self-aware. Like they make fun. Yeah, like Highlander doesn't know how ridiculous like white dudes with long hair carrying a sword look. It is ridiculous every time.
In the 80s, just having sword fights in the middle of parking garages.
Yeah, at least Die Hard. Like I said, at least Die Hard's self-aware. You know what I mean? Like
Very
at least
true.
Hans Gruber is a goofball. Like the villain is the funniest one in the movie. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I agree.
That's funny. All right. Well, there's a lot more feedback. I know the holidays are over, but if you want to get back in the Christmas spirit, go check out our Twitter account because you guys brought it this week. Okay. It's time for this week's
editorial question of the week. Hey.
Well, earlier in the show, we got talking about the very, very wise purchase of owning a jet ski. Jesse doesn't think it's very wise. My neighbors would disagree. They enjoy theirs very much. So got us thinking about regrettable purchases. We want to know, kick off 2021 with, what's the most regrettable purchase you made and why? That's it. We just want to know the biggest purchase that you regret.
Like ever or in the past year?
No,
I
ever.
mean, all time.
All time.
I'll give you an example. When I was a kid,
Jinkos.
yeah, the first puddle you walk through and your ankles are wet all day, you knew it was a huge mistake. Right, this is very unpleasant. Like the jeans just mopped up that whole puddle. Because it happened to everyone that wore Jinkos. It was just, your wet ankles all day.
The
Everyone
bottoms
knows
are
that
always
feeling.
frayed and wet.
Yeah, it's very gross. When I was a kid, probably around like 10, my mom, we got Christmas money from like my grandparents, like $30 or something, me and my brother. And she was like, hey, we're going shopping today. You guys can bring your Christmas money, buy whatever you want. For some reason, I waited to the end of the day after we had left the mall. I was so indecisive and I was so bummed because I was coming home with nothing. And my mom was like, I got to pop in TJ Maxx. So I was like, all right, well, the money's getting spent at TJ Maxx then. And for some reason,
$30 at TJ Maxx, you're a king.
Long way.
You are a king. And that king
To buy the whole store.
That king, for some reason, bought a rain stick from the home goods department.
What's a rain stick?
It's a stick.
To gauge the rain.
And I didn't play drums. I was not involved with any sort of percussion group. I had nowhere. I didn't the decorative qualities of it, which it was decorative because in the home goods section, had fit no aesthetic in my room. But for some reason, in the moment, I was just thinking, I'm not going home empty-handed. Like my brother got like a cool Nerf football or something. There's no way I'm not coming home. And I went home with that rain stick.
They had that little toy out. You could have got a remote control car or something.
I don't know
You
what
got a
came
rain
over me.
stick.
I mean, it was
Some
instant
jeans.
regret. It was instant regret. Like,
rain
as I was
stick,
purchasing it, giving the cashier my Christmas money, I was thinking it's probably more embarrassing to put the rain stick back than to leave here with a rain stick. So I just went with it. And everyone has those moments where they just instant regret on the purchase. We want to know yours.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post on this episode, post on the Relevant Magazine Instagram account. Holy cow.
Can I give one more?
Please.
Dude, this was like in my adult life. Okay. This was like I was in like college. And they were closing down. There's this place, this is super sketchy pet store here that's just been around since like the 60s,
Yeah.
And they were closing it down. And everyone locally knows that this place is super sketch. It's basically like Tiger King in a retail setting, okay?
Right.
Like monitor lizards, like weird stuff. So we're like, dude, my buddy called me. I was like, in my early 20s, my buddy's like, dude, you're not going to believe it. Jungle Planet's shutting down. They're doing crazy sales on crazy
Jungle
animals.
Planet.
I'm like, dude, let's go, man. So we cruise over there and we go straight to where they have all the dangerous animals. And the guy talking to us as he's gesturing, he's missing fingers. Right? Like straight up missing it. And my buddy asked him, he's like, dude, bro, what happened? He's like, oh man, feeding lizards for the last 20 years. You'd be surprised how, if they get hungry. And he was showing us bite marks on his neck and stuff. I was like, dude, this guy is freaking awesome. And so me and my buddy were like, all right, show us your deals. They were offloading all their scorpions, these giant scorpions. I don't even know if you were supposed to buy and sell scorpions, but I was like, how much is a scorpion? It's like $2. I'm like, are you kidding me? $2 for a huge freaking scorpion? And I bought one, right? And it came in like this cup. And I got home. I was like, dude, what am I going to do now? Like, I don't even know what they eat. And
What's the end game here? Yeah.
And so like I put it in the closet, and it was like in a sealed little thing. I laid in bed that night thinking, thinking, dude,
It's
that
coming
scorpion's
for
going to
you.
kill me. Like, it's going to find a way out. I went and put like books on top of the container because I was so paranoid about the scorpion I bought. This is a true story. I got up in the middle of the night and freed him in the backyard. Never seen him again. He's probably killed like 5 birds that night.
We immediately kill those things here in Texas. You
that
don't
is
have those for a
literally
pet.
That is why the Everglades are overrun with pythons right now, because people have them as pets, regret it, and go out and dump them in the
Cameron,
Everglades.
well, I'm asking you a question. If I called, if like, let's say I was living down there and I called, I'm like, Cameron, you're not going to believe it. That sketch ball, gigantic pet store with all the exotic creatures is going out and they're offloading everything. Do you want to go? You
I
know
wanna
your
go.
answer would be yes.
Of course.
And you know your minimum leave it with a scorpion, maybe a cool snake.
Yes.
I just know you. You couldn't resist.
The answer
Neither
is
could I.
always, if Jesse says you want to go do fill in the blank, the answer is yes. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Many thanks to Levi Lusko for joining us today. Make sure to follow him on Instagram at Levi Lusko. Also, go do yourself a favor. Check out the brand new issue of Relevant. It is out now. Features Pharrell Williams on the cover and so much other great content. It is available for free right now by clicking the magazine tab at relevantmagazine.com. Go check it out, everybody. I think you'll like it. On that note, we'll wrap it up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Jamie Ivy.
And I'm Scorpion.
Oh my gosh. Happy New Year, everyone.
Get over here.
We'll see you on Friday. Have a good week.
Thanks for listening to the Relevant Podcast. Check out our features, interviews, and news updates every day at relevantmagazine.com. And make sure to follow Relevant on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for the latest. For more great podcasts, browse the shows on the Relevant Podcast Network, which you can find at our site. And while you're there, don't miss the all-new era of Relevant Magazine. A new issue releases every other month at relevantmagazine.com.
Let's give another run at these toilet seats, guys. We got to diversify.
Relevant Podcast Network.